Mm.
All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show on the Strickland YouTube channel as well as the Strickland Podcast Network. Knicks lose to the Suns 116-95. Um honestly, and I don't know what you thought you were going to expect I don't know what you expected to see from this game, but I mean,
If any of y'all watched this from first quarter to fourth quarter, I applaud y'all because I tapped out after like the third.
I had it on as background noise throughout the fourth quarter. I was not going to watch Ryan Archidiakono and Svi Mikhailo minutes in my spare time. I was
At least
scrolling the
dudes,
timeline
at least
and
dudes look good. Dudes look good at least. That's it.
yeah, shout out to Deuce. I mean, let's get the positives out the way. Shout out, Quentin Grimes came back today. Shout out to him. He started. Looked really good, I thought, in terms of, he had like 8 assists today, career
Yeah,
high.
he was
He was really
cooking.
passing the rock. I mean, off the dribble, I think off the closeouts, he does really well in creating opportunities for teammates. That was one thing that we saw developing towards the end of last year, as well as in summer league. So it was very encouraging to see that stuff carry over. He just looks really comfortable with the ball in his hands. It's part of the reason, I guess, why the Knicks front office was so high on him. Um, and he just it's baffling to me as to why he was sitting on the bench for this long, but we'll get
It,
into that later.
it
But
had to be Plantar, man. Like it really has to
he
be
but
Plantar because nothing
when
else
you
makes
look
sense.
when you look at the quote that Bondi had from a couple weeks ago, or like 2 or 3 weeks, two I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something, he said it's not plantar and he doesn't need surgery. So it's like,
I
if
can't buy
he's
that.
saying that and it's just like regular foot soreness, and then he was active for like the last like 5 games or whatever it's been, then him being out of the rotation is a complete bad call on Thibs, which is a complete normalcy for him at this point. But
Yeah, I don't know.
it's neither here nor there.
It just, it has to be Plantar because like they never disclosed it for whatever reason. They just said it was a sore foot. It wasn't any cartilage and it wasn't any bone. So, but at the same time, it's also like, why was he activated and didn't play? Like, did they think he was so bad that he could only play like 5 minutes at a time? And then to go from 5 minutes to 32 minutes tonight, I don't know. Like, I don't understand what happened.
It is. It is completely wild to me. But the other bright spot in this game, I believe, was Jalen Brunson. He had, I believe, 27 points,
Yep.
and I don't know how many. He
Three,
had three,
27
three.
points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and a block. A block.
Yeah, Grimes took more of that playmaking duties today. Jalen Brunson's main objective was just to like score, which this team desperately needed a lot of because no one else on offense was really giving anything. So yeah, shout out to Jalen Brunson. He really took control in that third quarter. I thought, getting into the paint, getting into the mid range at will, just doing whatever he wanted. It was very nice to see that kind of dominance. Although it resulted in an L, it was pretty futile, I guess. But
Yeah,
um,
I think he played really well. The three ball was going in for him, which is really positive to see. He missed the free throw tonight, which sucks. So it snaps his streak, second longest streak in Knicks history. We knew you well, but otherwise, like again, strong season for him thus far. Efficient season for him. Nice bounce back game in terms of offensively after the Warriors game. Defensively, nobody in this team except for Grimes had it, so can't really knock him that much there. But yeah, those are the positives. Wait, oh, we just shout out Miles McBride having a good game.
yeah, shout out to Deuce. He got in. He actually got in before garbage minutes. Like legitimately right before garbage minutes, he got in for a little bit. But he did
Yeah,
his thing. Um,
and that's it. There's nothing else to talk about.
I mean, with this team, where do we start in the list of things that consistently are an issue for this team?
I mean, I think we
Defensive intensity,
defensive
defensive
intensity,
scheme,
scheme,
offensive scheme.
coaching.
Number 9, number 30,
We
like
had number 9.
number
I
9
was
and number 30, like
mad.
I just don't understand what those two.
Oh,
I don't understand what those two were doing today on the court. They were basically sitting. They were just basically standing out there
we
with
call
their
them 9-3 because they
fingers.
went to sleep early. That's really it. Like, there's nothing to talk about there. They just suck.
I mean, the one play that really is like glaring in everyone's mind is, and Benji kind of highlighted it, is, Mikal Bridges wide open in the corner for 3, and no one gets out to him. And I believe that was supposed to be, and then number 30 doesn't even box out on the rebound, and he's just like standing in the paint. It's just like, I don't understand what are we doing? What is going on? Like, the whole team, most of the team just looks asleep out there. Like, I don't understand.
Like, I don't want to say they're quitting on the coach because I'm also like, they play really hard to save his job on against Utah and against Denver. So it's like, why can't they consistently play hard? And I don't know what the hell is happening with RJ. Like, I can say his name. I'm not petty. Like, the old hater me would be like, I told you so. But at the same time, yeah, like, the defense has slipped off the last 2 years. It looks atrocious right now. The offense has been garbage since that 30-point game. At least he hit his free throws tonight, which, yay, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, which is solid. At least his free throw shooting hasn't, like, fallen off a cliff to the point where it could have.
I don't care about free throws, man. Who gives a fuck when you look like that on the court, man? I know he's sick, and, like, people are gonna use the sickness excuse, but, like, come on, decision making, that, like
the process has been bad. Like, he does not do anything on an NBA court well right now.
Like, forcing up shots defensively, he's just not there. Like, what are we doing? Like, you sick? Then tell the coach you want to sit out, man. Like, stop looking like dog piss on the court, man. Like, seriously.
And again, like, it's year 4. We shouldn't be having the, oh, well, he starts season slow conversation in year 4 because you're not supposed to be starting the season slow every year. Like that, nobody gets the amount of leeway that he's been getting. And now that he's signed the contract, he's finally getting fire fun his ass. And, like, yeah, like, this shit has been happening the last 4 years.
You got paid, you got to figure out how to contribute on the court in other ways if you're not scoring well.
Facts. Tell it to Zach LaVine. Yeah, like, this shit is, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, you broke the Ward curse. They didn't trade you, even though they wanted to trade you. And now the way you're playing, like, they might still end up trading you. So, like, I don't understand it. Like,
him, number 30, and Thibs, they all just need to take, like, a nap for the next, like, couple weeks. And just
everybody on this team needs to take, bro. Quickly can't shoot. Obi Toppin putting up offers and getting pump faked on by, like, Josh Okogie. Like, did you see that? Did you see that when, like, he straight up jumped on a Josh Okogie pump fake?
I saw.
What are you doing? You're 36. You a seasoned vet at this point. Like, come on. I just, nobody on this team is playing well right now outside of Grimes. Mitch came back. He looked rusty, which was to be expected. But, like, yeah,
So I'm going through I'm going through my notes. We already addressed Grimes. He looked great. Keynote, he was guarding Booker in the first half, but he did a pretty good job on Booker in the first half, which we didn't really mention. But defensively, yeah, he also provided things. It's funny, like, the debate between for people with Grimes and Cam about, like, who should play, who should start. Like any other coach, they play both of them, and all the arguing is over with. Everyone's happy. Defense is better. Like, it's just like so many things get solved there, and, like, the coach refuses to.
Problem is, you can't play on both unless you're sitting the center and you're putting Randall at the 5. But I don't think you're going to do that. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, this is like the throes of being aggressively mid, where, like, you win 2 in a row, you're like, turn the corner, and then you lose 2 in a row, you're just like, oh, we're not. So, like,
I thought Sims also looked pretty good in his minutes. He looked okay.
Sims has been solid. The free throw shooting's been really impressive as well. He's been hitting his free throws really solidly. I like his energy on defense. I feel like he's been the best center on this West Coast trip.
Easily.
Easily. I don't know what Hartenstein is giving you right now. I really don't.
He's another player
Which
that just
again,
might have to
like,
be out of the rotation completely.
yeah, and again, that comes down to the issue of why the hell do you sign a center and make him play like Taj Gibson? Makes no sense. So like, yeah, there's literally nothing that I'm like, yeah, positive. There's nothing. This team can't beat good players. This team can't beat good teams. Smarter, like this team just looks dumb on the court. They look dumb. And when you look at the other teams and their motion offenses and their ability to process the game at a high level, and you look at the Knicks, where it's basically just like, we're gonna dribble, we're gonna throw up bad shots. Our good shooters aren't shooting well right now. You just see like the gap in offensive talent, and like, or you see the gap in offensive processing and defensive processing too, because they're like they're over helping,
They overhelp like hell. It's so annoying. And it's part of the scheme that Thibs employs.
which is like, why I understand the merit of leaving open shooters open. Like, if they're a bad shooter, leave them open. I get that. Fine. But at the same time, you need to be able to play to your personnel. And Julia struggles in drop. Obi struggles in drop. Hartenstein struggles in drop. Jericho is better as a switch defender. Mitch is the only one who can play drop, but Mitch can also switch. So why are we not playing a screen that aggressively switches instead of helping? Especially with Brunson. Brunson does not have a lot at the POA or like defensively, but he's really strong and really stocky, which means that you can put him on bigger guys. Like, he can guard wings. He can guard, in a pinch, he could guard a wing. In a pinch, he could guard like a bigger two guard. RJ Barrett, again, can guard 2 to 4. Cam or Grimes. Cam could guard 1 to 4. Grimes could guard 1 to 3. Like, there's a clear scheme and a clear way to utilize these players, and Tibbs just isn't utilizing them the way they need to be utilized, and everybody's struggling because of it. And it also doesn't help when the minutes distribution is so rigid that, like, you're predictable. And then for some reason, Grimes goes from DNPs the last few games to 32 minutes. What?
I don't understand. Yeah, I just don't get it. And I had a feeling he was gonna do that. He always does that. Like, every opportunity he has that he can just like start quickly and then like ease in a guy that hasn't been playing a while off the bench, he immediately just goes to like, hey, I'm gonna start this guy and I'm gonna keep the bench the same. And I never understand it. And as long as Tibbs is still here, it is going to continue to be this way. Schwinn had tweeted something earlier that I retweeted. Macri had said the offensive numbers for New York without Brunson on the court have been bad all season, but the numbers without either Brunson or Rose have been ghastly. On cue, Knicks scored 5 points in the 5 minutes. Brunson just sat with Rose injured. And then Schwinn says this speaks to serious schematic issues. Look at what Phoenix is running with campaign at point. Even when Booker is off the floor, compare the activity and movement off ball. Check out Utah and what they're running this year. Dibs has taken us as far as he can, and he has no fresh ideas. Yeah, I mean, this is something that we've been complaining about forever, how the lack of creativity on this offense, it's stifling and stagnating this team. It's probably stagnating the development of these guys, because like if we were to run stuff that involved more movement and stuff like that, who knows how these players would develop even further in terms of their off-ball movement, cutting, all that good stuff. And we just don't get to see that stuff. Like, we only see stuff like that with like OB and IQ, and those are like rare opportunities at best.
Yeah, the offense is stagnant. The team looks lost. They look like I just don't see any merit to Tibbs. Like, Tibbs' benefit is when you're developing players for the first year, he makes a lot of sense because he gives them defined roles. And defined roles are nice when you're developing. So, like, again, you saw it with RJ, you saw it with IQ, to a lesser extent, you saw it with OB. Those guys had defined roles. They were able to thrive because of it. Now, Cam, you're seeing a benefit Cam because Cam is able to, he didn't have the development in Atlanta, whether it be due to injury, being out of the rotation, whatever. But you're seeing him basically go, all right, I can do this on both ends, and now he's turned into like a very solid two-way wing. Same thing with Grimes, where like Grimes is able to process. I think him being able to pass a bit more maybe is like a little wrinkle in Tibbs' system, but even still, like it's not enough. These guys are being limited. There's no creativity. And despite the fact that these guys do have talents handling the ball, they're not allowed to in certain situations, and it's just stagnating everybody. So yeah, I think at this point you just kind of have to go, all right, Tibbs, thank you for 2021. Uh, enjoy your Coach of the Year award. And you just like you gotta hang it up. Like it's done. It's done. It's over with. They play OKC tomorrow. Like the road trip is not as bad as it really could have been because they should have gone all in five. But at least they had picked up 2 wins on it, so like that's a positive. But ultimately, like it's over. It's over, and I'm tired of having to watch and attempt to explain this when I really can't even do it myself.
We're gonna get into comments. Oh man, let's get into comments. But before that, everyone's favorite part of these shows. Intro, NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back. So tip off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Check this out. In addition to the usual bets, everyone can boost their winnings up to 100% with DraftKings Stepped up same game parlays. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place a stepped up same game parlay today. With payouts bigger than ever, DraftKings Sportsbook is where I go to bet on the NBA. Matchups tomorrow: Knicks play OKC. Take various players over 3-pointers on OKC. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TBPN. Make any $5 bet this week and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code TBPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes or show description for details. All right. First comment. Chris Bernhard says, "What's up, y'all? Missed this game because I was rethinking my life after the Jets game, but hopefully soon the Johnny Bryant era begins. ESPN calling Thibs back."
Dude, I don't even know if I want Johnny Bryant because I don't feel like there's gonna be a systematic difference between him and Tibbs right now. That's the problem. Like, if they're gonna hire somebody, I'd rather them hire somebody outside the organization. I don't want to be in a situation where you're like, okay, you fired Tibbs in theory, but realistically, it's a lot of Tibbs' schemes, a lot of Tibbs' yeah, it's basically what Tibbs does in like a younger, different, blacker body. I don't want that. I don't know if I want that. Maybe that won't be the case with Johnny Bryant, but like, I don't think Johnny Bryant is good enough of a coach to be like, oh, let's try to figure out what he had. Like, I don't care, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I don't know. I know. I mean, after the Giants game today, I'm on the same page with you, especially seeing Robinson go down with the knee injury and the way we lost today. I feel the same way you do. Probably not as bad as you do with the way that your quarterback looks over there in Jets land.
Hey man, Daniel Jones is alright, but he ain't Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Zach Wilson complaining about the wind and saying his offense didn't let the defense down.
Woo!
About to beat that nigga ass on the plane.
Mike White about to beat the Taylor Heineke this season.
But I don't even know if ESPN calls Thibs back if Knicks fire him. Do they want that kind of?
He might get a call back from like draft from FanDuel. He be with Shams. Maybe CBS Sports will give him a call. Him and Breen could cost the finals. I don't know. Like,
oh my god,
that's it, man. I don't want to see Mans. If I gotta watch ESPN with already got a Mark Jackson on that thing, like nobody wants to. Like, imagine like a Tibbs, Mark Jackson, and like Mark Jones cast. I'd literally just throw my TV out. Commuting it wouldn't be enough. Like,
oh my god. Jordan Bob. RJ's awful streak continues, and number 30 is playing like number 30. While Brunson and Grime were trying their hardest to keep the game at least competitive, while Obi and IQ have also gone in a funk.
Yeah, that's really it.
Perfect encapsulation of today's game on today's game.
Yeah, at least Brunson and Grimes tried.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, once again, it was very encouraging to see Grimes keep up that consistency we saw on both ends from summer league. Yeah.
Yeah, I think once he gets like his legs behind him fully, I think he'll be even better. So good on Grimes for what he was able to do tonight, even with uh the madness known as Tom Thibodeau coaching him.
All right, JL. We sure Thibs is safe if they lose in OKC tomorrow?
Probably.
I hope. I hope not.
I hope not, but he probably will be. He probably got to stand through Thanksgiving. They don't want to fire him before his holiday season. You feel me? Can't be with like he ain't got no family. He can't even be like I'm gonna be with the fam. No, he just gonna be in the house watching basketball film, eating a turkey and like crying. You don't want to see him do that. At least have some compassion for the man. Fire him after.
Do we really want to have compassion for him right now
You can fire him on
after
Black
what he's
Friday.
done to our team?
I mean, fear. I don't know. Maybe that's just me not wanting to see him like an old 60-year-old man cry.
Nah. Let him be miserable in the crib by himself.
With no hose?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. He deserves it. He ruined New York basketball for me for 2 years in a row.
Man, at least let him like.
No sympathy. Nope. He can.
He ain't got no hose, man. You can't do that to him. You can't do that.
Nope.
Black Friday's okay. Black Friday, fine. You want to fire him Black Friday?
Nope.
I got you.
Nope. Before Thanksgiving is perfectly fine with me.
Damn, bro. He could be eating pumpkin pie with ice. Like, you don't want to see him do that. You heartless.
I could care less about what this man has done to the basketball team that I try to enjoy. Hug Life. What's up, Hug? Can our centers be more putrid?
Hey,
I hope not.
Respect Jericho Sims. He ain't did nothing wrong.
Jericho Sims is valid. Is very valid. I don't know. Hartenstein looks absolutely terrible. I see Clippers fans on my timeline victory lapping, not re-signing him. So like,
some of them want him back.
Some of them did want him back, but like a lot of them were just like, we told y'all. I mean, I didn't pay attention that much in those play-in games, but I think that they were mentioning how he didn't play a lot in those play-in games. That may have been something that we should have looked for, players that get benched in meaningful games. I mean, he's also like starting, which he shouldn't, but he's also not being utilized the way that we should utilize him. But that's also not an excuse for him to just be like bad on defense, bad at rebounding, and like basically ineffective at most parts of the game.
Yeah, yeah. The Great White Hope is not Great White Hoping.
Fans, fellow Knicks fans, I don't know what else you want. I don't know what kind of groundbreaking analysis you guys want from us today.
Yeah, we're just trying to get our time in. This is like a bad shift, bro.
I really don't know what else to say about this team. I mean, I once again am never shocked. I'm just disappointed and just annoyed that I have to like keep watching these games and keep watching the same script unfold. Like, how many times are we gonna get killed by 3-pointers? Like, Damian Lee had himself a night today,
bro. At this point,
I said it was either. I think I said that he was either gonna kill us or someone else was going to violate us from three. I said it was either gonna be him or Dwayne Washington.
Yeah.
And it was
Dwayne Washington had a stinker, but like, yeah. Bro, Cam Payne gave us a
almost a triple double.
What?
Almost a triple double, yes.
Bro, that would even.
And Torrey Craig was lighting us up from 3 too, because he just was wide open in the corner.
Oh, they really about to cut Chris Paul next year? That's crazy. Cam Payne been on his shit. Happy for him, but like, yeah, ain't nothing to talk about, bro. Suck.
But yeah, I mean, and then Mitch, he came back today. He looked very rusty. Fouled someone on the 3-pointer. Very, very juvenile. Very, very juvenile.
I mean, RJ Barrett did the same thing, and then was like, oh. So I don't know, man.
Oh, great question. Andre Cross. All right, which OKC random gonna go out from 3? Now this is what I'm talking about. These are the questions I come here for. I
love when y'all ask these questions. These are the good questions.
Because now I gotta go through these random ass.
Let me
So
see.
we got three game time decisions between Isaiah Joe, Trey Mann, and Pokuševski.
By the way,
Trey Mann got here's the thing. Trey Mann got injured in between our last game with them. So he is like prime candidate number 1 for him to go
playing?
off. He's a game time decision.
Oh, so he playing.
He's a game time decision, and he got injured like in the second quarter versus us last time. He didn't get to go off against us, but here's his chance to make up for it. So I got my money on Trey Mann lighting us up.
All right, so the Bulls. Here's what I'm thinking. I know Shea gonna give us buckets. I'm not worried about that. Josh Giddey doesn't count as a random. I'm thinking Aaron Wiggins. I feel like Aaron Wiggins will give us some buckets. There's a chance for Dort. Do we want to count Dort as a random?
I mean, he's not getting paid like a random.
Yeah, so okay, all right. So then he can't be a random. So we put like $10 million max they got to be making for them to be considered a random, or like minutes?
I would say that. That's fair.
Okay, all right. So if they make it less than $10 million, they're random. I'm thinking Aaron Wiggins, or I'm thinking Jeremiah Robinson Earl.
Yeah, that was another one that I was thinking because he gave us buckets last time.
He gave us buckets last time, and I'm like, oh, he might do it again. I think he might do it again.
They had Shea Gilgeous 37, Josh Giddey 24, 10, and 12, Jeremiah Robinson Earl 17 and 7, Lou Dort 24 points with 2 threes. The last time we played.
Lou Dort gave us 24?
Yes, it was the most quiet 24 ever too. Oh my god.
Oh, and they coming off 3 days rest too.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, because it's a back-to-back for us.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be nasty. But yeah, I don't
even want to watch that game. I don't even want to watch that game, bro.
I mean, shit. Jordan Bubb. iHeart shouldn't be playing at least when Thibs is coach because Thibs doesn't and will not play to his strengths of his players at all.
iHeart shouldn't be playing regardless of the coach. It's clip.
If he's gonna keep playing like this, then.
But yeah. I need him. He needs to go ruin another team. Go to Chicago. Look at where Chicago. Again, matter of fact, let me say this. This season sucks right now. I know we all feeling upset. But on the bright side, we ain't Chicago.
True.
Like, bro, you gotta look at the positive sometimes. We could be Chicago. We could be the Lakers. We could be Minnesota. It ain't all bad. It ain't all bad. Like, yo, man, like Chicago gave Levine a cool $200 million. DeMar DeRozan their best player. And Vucevic is ass. And they traded Franz Wagner and Wendell Carter Jr. It could be worse. It could be so much worse.
True. It can always be worse.
I feel better about my everything. I need to be a hater in some aspect to feel better about this.
I guess, yeah.
Fuck you, Chicago.
Hawkeye for 20. I believe in Pope Walt Perrin, but is it wrong to expect a leap for these kids even if they didn't have the highest ceiling coming out of the draft? Is it really just on Thibs for them being inconsistent as well? I think like when you don't allow these players to have like consistent roles from jump and like allow them to like play through the struggles and develop through all of that, I think it does play a big impact on like their ceiling. Because like you see like certain players when they struggle on like one team. Prime example, we were just talking about this team, the Bulls. They had Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter Jr. Not playing them to their optimized roles, not giving them consistent roles. They each go to their own teams now, been given consistent roles. Lauri Markkanen was given consistent roles on the Cavs. Wendell Carter Jr. been given consistent role and minutes on the Magic ever since he got there. They have both been thriving ever since. So when you give these players consistent roles, consistent minutes, like they're able to develop some type of rhythm, chemistry, all that good stuff, and it carries over the years.
Free Pat Will.
Is Pat Will the next reclamation project from the Bulls that needs to be saved?
I'm telling you, bro. They use one of the protected picks. They go scoop up Pat Will. The wings gonna be looking nice. We gonna be good. It's gonna be all right. But like, yeah, I understand like giving people roles and stuff, but like you need to be able to expand them when it's necessary, and they haven't been able to do that. So, yeah, that's just kind of how it is. They need to get their heads out of their asses. That would be nice. I'd appreciate that.
Yep. I mean, it's it's gonna be sad when, if these guys go on to another team and they're given like a more consistent role night in, night out, and we see what could have been.
Yeah, and I feel like at this point, some of these guys are probably going to get traded because I do feel like the front office might be looking at the desperation move soon. I keep coming back to Levine. I really keep coming back to Levine. And I don't want it. I don't want Levine, but he would fit the marquee of a quote-unquote star for this team. And they could get him. They could absolutely get him. I don't think the Bulls are like, yeah, he's untradeable, he's untouchable. Like, I think you've heard a lot of Cat and you heard a lot of Levine. I don't want either of them. I still Cat's contract is nasty, by the way. Like it's 4 years, $200 million. That contract is disgusting. So I don't know, man. I just have this inkling. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like they missed out on Donovan Mitchell. They can't get Booker. They might go to the third best player, which is like Zach LaVine and his banged up knees. Wouldn't surprise me too. They're like, oh, you can take RJ Barrett and quickly and 2 picks, and you can get Zach LaVine or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, brother. Oh man. Hawkeye 420 says he also agrees with you. Why do we think Johnny Bryant is going to be drastically different? What has he done in his career?
Nothing. He's done nothing. He was the reason why they signed Johnny Bryant because they thought they were getting Donovan Mitchell. It was the Royal Ivy thing from a few years ago. And I'm just like, he might be a good coach, but like, is he going to be tangibly different mid-season? I doubt it. Maybe.
Or it could be like the Mike Woodson effect.
I mean, that's also true. Mike Woodson might have just been like the reason why this team sucks.
And no, I'm talking about the Mike Woodson effect, like mid-season when he got when D'Antoni left and they mutually agreed to part ways, and like the Knicks like got better and their team looked like a little bit different.
Like, I can see maybe like a Mike Miller effect where like they don't look horrible, and they maybe stabilize out, and stabilizing with this roster out maybe makes them like plus or minus a few games 500. But like if the whole thing is Johnny Bryant's the coach, why not just give him this? You should have gave him the offseason. You should have gave him the offseason. Could not. You should have given him the season midway through, unless the dude has been practicing in secret. Then like,
I remember I heard something on a podcast where they were like, when sometimes these assistant coaches they've low-key been waiting on these opportunities to like take over a team mid-season so that way they can implement what they want to do. I forgot which podcast it was on, but like it was like a podcast with like former players, and they were talking about how like they've noticed like when a coach gets fired like mid-season, the interim will try some new shit sometimes that the other coach didn't want to do because he sees that this might work. So I think I think it's fair to just like give it a try. If it doesn't work, then can him after and then get someone else.
I give it a try, but I'm also like, I'm ambivalent. If they're like, you know what, we're gonna put in like Dice Hashimoto to be assistant coach, I would not care. If it wasn't Johnny Bryant, I would be like, why didn't you put Johnny Bryant like to be coach? Because like I don't care. Like nobody in the staff like really moves me. Hell, it might be Rick Brunson. Jalen Brunson might be like, hey, unless you make my dad coach, I don't want to be on the team no more. I don't know. I'm gonna pull some sway.
That would be insanity.
I mean, it's his team. He can do whatever he wants.
Hawkeye 420. There's no need to apologize for the negative energy. It is always welcomed
here. Yeah, we kind of thrive on it. Not kind of, we do. We thrive on
it. Let me see. All right, so we have. All right, JL. RJ talking about leave him open, those easy buckets. He's a liar. Also putting himself in shea combos. It's been a rough week for him on and off the court. Man,
people fed up. People are fed up.
Yo, dog. I tweeted out, I was like, yo, he has to know when to shut up. Yo, I love the confidence, but right now is not the time to be talking, bro. I need you to be producing on the court. If it's not scoring, I need you rebounding, defending, and playmaking your off. Like, stop talking. Stop. It's not helping right now because every time you talk, another bad performance keeps following it. Like, oh, stop talking, please.
I need him. I need them to do what they did to Julius last year and just like keep him away from the media for a good like 2 weeks. Because he's just gonna keep saying shit that gets him clowned.
He is not helping himself. He is not helping us as fans. I shouldn't be going to TikTok and seeing RJ Barrett slander on my feed. Like, oh my god, bro! Like your ass right now. Just be like, need to play better. Been hurting the team. Haven't been giving it my best. Still kind of sick. Getting over it. Just like, look at Jalen Brunson, bro. Jalen Brunson needs to run a PR course. Like, I don't know. And the thing is, RJ was like quintessential like media leader guy. Like the first 3 years, what happened? What happened?
He got that bag and he wanted to start talking his shit, flapping his gums because he thought he had the bag and he thought like Drew Hanlon.
He was like prime, like this is the guy on the Knicks I want answering questions for us. Now it's like, my nigga, can you shut up? Please.
Yo, like I'm like, bro, what are you saying? Bro, we still gotta investigate Drew Hanlon.
Like just like he's been so people haven't even been pressing Drew Hanlon. Like that's how he's been. That's how bad he's been. No one's pressing Drew Hanlon anymore. Everyone's like, yo, just like get on Drew Hanlon. But like,
and then like you got people saying like, oh, it's the team. Like Jalen Brunson isn't good for RJ Barrett. Bro, RJ Barrett isn't good for RJ Barrett right now.
He's got to be better, man. Like
at some point, we gotta stop blaming his teammates. Man, you just gotta show up, man. Just show up. The checks from that contract ain't even like get created yet, bro. You still in the rookie salary. Just play your game. If you're sick, the front office needs to be like, all right, you're not playing until we come back from the holiday because they got the 4 days off from the West Coast trip. Like, just stop talking. Meanwhile, Julius Cole's been solid, except for the game in Brooklyn where like he was just saying stupid shit. But like that's mic'd up. That's different. That's talking shit on the court. It's bad you talking shit to Kevin Durant, but also that's on the court. But like,
but also you don't want to amp up Kevin Durant.
Facts. I mean, then again, Kevin Durant don't need much to get amped up against the Knicks. He was booing Knicks fans. That man hates the Knicks for whatever reason. Regardless, like, just gotta work harder. Watch the tape. Jalen Brunson, literally deadpan. Like, stop talking. Until you put together some buckets, stop talking. Hit 2 threes in a row. That's all I need. Hit 2 threes in a row, and then you can flap your gums. Until then, I want you being the most humble nigga on the planet. I want you being Emmanuel quickly baptized. Like, I need you, like, holding the Bible, pointing up to the sky every time you miss a shot, asking God for forgiveness. Like, I need you in the gym, humble. Man, all he do is get tattoos and get custom suits. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. He don't even celebrate this Thanksgiving. Why he acting fat on the court?
I was gonna mention in my notes. He definitely looks noticeably slower. I don't know if it's just the sickness, but he's looked noticeably slower. But yeah, that's something to just like watch out for. See if it's something that continues after the sickness passes. Hopefully, it's really soon. And I think the sickness has passed on to other people on the team. We saw number 30 had to get some tea the other day mid Warriors game. So saw a funny tweet the other day. Someone tweeted out, "Where's RJ's mother with the ginger tea?" Like, that is facts. Like, Doesn't he have like some Jamaican roots in him or something like that?
he's
Like, where's
Jamaican.
his
He's
mom with
Jamaican.
the ginger tea? Like, she needs to tell him to sit down, drink some tea, and he'll be all right after. Like, is he like that's all he needs to do? But I don't know
He
what's
got a
going on
whole
over
girl.
there.
Like, why is like his girl ain't taking care of him and like where's your emergency? You got your emergency, your Vicks, your chicken noodle soup. Like
Basics right there.
man,
He would be so healthy if he just followed some Caribbean regiment right
he a
there.
disappointment to diaspora right now, bro. Because you ain't supposed to be sick for like a week. And a Caribbean? With a
Yeah.
Caribbean culture,
You
you sick
supposed
for
to
a week, you're
be
lying.
Yeah, you're supposed to be healthy by now, bro.
You're supposed
fake,
to be healthy the day of.
you fake Caribbean right
Like
now.
you ain't got that Coracita go do you right. Like that Dayquil, NyQuil, that Vicks vapor rub. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Like some stew,
Some ginger ale.
some ginger.
Some ginger ale.
They got him drinking tea, bro. Get some ginger ale in your system, some Ovaltine for the night, or some
They're
Milo.
not doing it right. Knicks need some new
Man.
doctors. Knicks need some new doctors.
They need some Caribbean doctors in there.
They do.
I need a dude to come up and be like, "Oh, what is? Medicine here. Move. Ginger. Give me the ginger." And that's all I need. That's all he need.
Honestly. JL says, to be fair, Bryant was a finalist for the Jazz job. Not saying he's gonna be good, but it's not like he was a random. Yeah, to fair, he was a finalist for a lot of jobs. So
Man, I was a finalist for the Jazz job. They was interviewing everybody, bro. If you had a building, if you had the ability to get into the building with an access pass, you got interviewed for that job.
And also, like, didn't he come from there too?
Yeah, he did. He's from Utah.
Yeah, so he was always gonna get that interview and be a finalist, I think. But
yeah, because Donovan Mitchell won. Because they didn't trade Donovan Mitchell yet. That's why they hired him, or rather, that's why they interviewed
we're gonna hire him. Hawkeye 420 says RJ Barrett turning into Smiling Bucks game Fizdale has been the worst part of this season.
Damn, y'all cooking him.
Oh man. JL says it's bad when RJ when random ass NBA accounts not linked with the Knicks talking about him now and his efficiency issues used to be underground Knicks discourse.
I know, bro. This is not the kind of press I wanted. But I'm telling you, bro. Like he should not be. He's less stamped in New York than Daniel Jones right now, bro. That's how bad it's gotten.
Daniel Jones is winning and playing pretty well right now.
Jones
aside from today, he had like a couple picks today, which I foresaw those 2 picks coming today because
they kept tweeting about it for
they kept tweeting about he didn't have an interception for mad long, and I was like, yo, y'all are jinxing the shit out of him for no reason. Like, let us rock in New York. Let's have something. And he throws 2 picks today. That was like so on cue. But we gotta get right. We got like 5. What we got? Thanksgiving game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get right in that game. We play the Cowboys. Oh man, we gotta win that game. We banged up too.
If we beat the Cowboys, we get Odell. So I need that. Even if he's washed.
That's the Odell. That's the Odell game.
That's the Odell Bowl.
Odell Bowl. I will be tuned in. I usually don't like to watch football on Thanksgiving because it's usually like shitty ass matchups. But like since the Giants are playing and we're good, like I'm gonna tap in.
They be putting all the damn New York cheese on the holidays, bro. They don't want us to be happy.
Honestly.
Now you gotta be beefy with your fans. Like you gotta be beefy with your family. Like I don't need that kind of. I live in Texas, bro. Like,
yeah.
This is like ground zero for me, bro. I can't step outside. Like, man.
Hawkeye 420 says we think RJ and Randall don't get along, but they have been having a similar attitude post acquiring a bag.
Like they get along. I think they both have been like, yeah, we sit next to each other on the plane. There's been video of them doing that as well. Like they get along. It's just both of them want to be the man, and both of them ain't the man right now because the man is Jalen Brunson.
And he's actually performing.
Yeah,
like the man. Like
Jalen Brunson can't win with these cats. Like, I don't know, man.
And we have reached rock bottom as a fan base. JL with the final comment of the night. RJ and Zach Wilson might be similar.
Oh,
LOL.
nah, he might have a point. Nah, hear me out.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Hear me out.
I'm gonna let the comment like breathe for a little bit.
Oh, okay. So top 3 pick.
Please,
Mid.
let's stop doing this.
Inefficient.
Please.
Getting carried by the team.
Please.
Single digit number. It's lining up. It's lining up.
And on that note, we will end today's stream.
Oh, shit.
Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for the comments and questions. God bless your soul if you watch this whole game through. We will be back tomorrow. Wow, look at that. We get to suffer again all together as a fan base once again right after today.
All right, wait. So he might not be Zach Wilson. Is he Kenny Galladay?
Can we stop? Can we stop?
Hey, listen.
Can we stop? Shout out everything Strickland related in the comments. In the description, link to the site, merch, Twitter, and Patreon. We are also on Instagram now at thestrick.land. Make sure you tap in over there just in case Twitter decides to randomly self-destruct within the next month or so. You still have that as an access to your Strickland content. So definitely check us out there. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully the Knicks win. Maybe they won't. We'll see.
Is he Russell Wilson?